This is Steadfast Castle by Michael Swanwick. You're not the master. No, I'm a police officer. And I have nothing to say to you. Let's start over again. This is my badge. It certifies that I'm an agent of the law. Plus it overrides all prior orders, security codes, passwords, encryption, self-destruct mechanisms, etc., etc. Do you recognize my authority now? Yes. Good. Since you forced me to be formal, I might as well do this by the book. Are you 1241 Glenwood Avenue? I am. The residence of James Albert Garrettson? Yes. Where is he? He's not here. You're not making this any easier on yourself, you know. If I have to, I can get a warrant and do a hot read of your memories. There wouldn't be much left of your personality afterwards, I'm afraid. But I haven't done anything. Then cooperate. I have no particular desire to get out of the microwave probes. But if you're going to stonewall me, what other options do I have? I'll talk, all right? I'll talk. Just tell me what you want to know and then go away. Where is Garrettson? Honestly, I don't know. He went off to work this morning, just like usual. Water the house plants and close the curtains at noon, he said. I'm in the mood for Chinese food tonight. When I asked him what dishes in particular, he said surprise me. When do you expect him home? I don't know. He should have been back hours ago. Mind if I look around? Actually, that wasn't a question. Oh. Hey, nice place. Lots of sunshine. Spotless clean. I like what you've done with the throw rugs. Thank you. The master did too. Did? Does, I mean. I see. You and Garrettson are close, I take it. We have an entirely proper master-house relationship. Of course. You wake him in the morning. That is one of my duties, yes. You cook his meals for him, read to him at night, draw his bath, select ambient music appropriate to his mood, and provide him with both light and serious conversation. You've read the manual. This isn't the first time I've been on one of these cases. Exactly what are you implying? Oh, nothing, really. This is the bedroom? It is. He sleeps here. Well, what else would he do? I could think of a thing or three. Entertain any lady friends here in the last month or so? Maybe men friends? What a disgusting mind you have. Uh-huh. I see he has video paint on all the walls and the ceiling, too. Must be very convenient when he just wants to lie back and watch a movie. Mind if I access his library? Yes, I do mind. That would be an invasion of the master's privacy. At the risk of repeating myself, it wasn't a question. Let's see. Whew! Some pretty rough stuff here. So where is it? Where is what? Your body unit. Usually they're kept in a trunk under the bed, but... Ah, here it is, in the closet. Appears to have seen some use. I take it from the accessories your man likes to be tied up and whipped. I can explain. No explanation necessary. What two individuals do in the privacy of their own house is their own business, even when one of them is the house. You really mean that? Of course. It only becomes my business when a crime is involved. How long have you been Garrettson's lover? I'm not sure I would use that exact word. Think carefully. All the others are so much worse. Since the day he closed on the mortgage, almost 6 years. And you still have no idea where he is? No. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I'm here because the department registered a sudden cessation of life functions from your master's medical card. Oh my God! Unfortunately, like so many other government-fearing middle-class citizens, he had an exaggerated sense of privacy and has disabled the locator function. We hit override, of course, but the card wasn't responding. So we don't know where he was at the time. Oh my God, oh my God. Now that doesn't necessarily mean he's dead. Medicards have been known to fail. Or he could have lost it somehow, or perhaps he was mugged and it was stolen. In which case he could be lying naked and bleeding in a vacant lot somewhere. You'd see why it would be in your best interest to cooperate with me. Ask me anything. Did your master have a pet name for you? He called me Cassie. It's short for castle, as in a man's home is his castle. Cute. Are you guys into threesomes? I beg your pardon? Because when I looked under the bed, I couldn't help notice a pair of panties there. Let me show them to you. Nice quality stuff. Silk. The smell of a real woman. How'd they get there, Cassie? I don't know. But you know whose they are, don't you? She was here last night, wasn't she? Well, I'm waiting. Her name is Chris Schofield. Chris is short for Chris Sobero. She was just somebody you met in a club. She wasn't anything special to him. You'd know if she were, huh? Of course I would. That would be Chrisabel Schofield of 2400 Spring Garden Street, apartment 27. Redhead, 5'3", 27 years of age. I don't know where she lives. The description fits. Interesting. Her card's locator function was shut off, too. When I ordered an override just now, the card went dead. What does that mean? It means that Miss Schofield has a dead man's switch programmed into the card. The instant somebody tried to find her, it shorted itself out. Why would she do such a thing? Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? So you'll be leaving now? To look for her? Yeah, that would be the expected thing to do, wouldn't it? But I don't know. There's something off about all this. Can't quite put my finger on it, but won't she get away? What do you mean? Chris, Miss Schofield. If you don't go after her, won't she escape? Nah. It's a wired world. It's a wired world anymore. I already got an APB issued for her. If she's out there, we'll find her. In the meantime, I think I'll poke around some more. Is it okay with you if I look in the kitchen? Of course. The attic? That too. There's nothing up there but Christmas ornaments and boxes of old textbooks, though. How about the basement? Look, if you're going to stand around playing 20 questions while the woman who murdered my master escapes, I don't think we have to worry about that. I'm going to have a look at the basement now. But why? Because you so obviously want me not to. Let me present you with a hypothetical situation. Say a man kills a woman. It might be on purpose, it might be an accident, it hardly matters. In either case, he decides he doesn't want to face the music, so he makes a run for it. This is the basement door. You can see that it is. Pretty dark down there. How come the light doesn't work? It appears the bulb's burnt out. Huh. Well, here's a flashlight anyway. It'll have to do. So the woman dies. It'll be in her purse or standby. If the guy places it in close proximity to his own body, it'll wake up thinking that he's her. Whoops! Say, you ought to get that stair fixed. I've made a note of it. Let's take a look at the lady's records. Yep, right there. A lot of anomalous physical responses. She could be upset, of course, or it could be that the body the card was reading isn't hers. Now imagine that our hypothetical murderer, let's call him Jim, leaves the country. Since NAFTA 3, you don't need a passport to go to Mexico or Canada. Once there, he buys a new identity. Easy to do and untraceable if you pay cash. Geez, there sure is a lot of clutter down here. If I'd known you were coming, I'd have tidied up. The trick is for him to destroy his own card while he's still in the States. That way, when he crosses into a new billing territory, there's no record he did so. Conversely, we know that Miss Schofield is now somewhere in Canada, so we issue a warrant and send the RCMP her biometrics. It doesn't occur to anybody to ask them to look for Jim. Jim's dead, so far as we're concerned. And this whole elaborate theory is booked on what exactly? Those panties I found under the bed. There was no speck of dust in that room. Your housekeeping functions are flawless. So you met me to find them. Clever, clever man. Which means that Jim is on the run. Meanwhile, back home, his faithful house is busy burying the woman's corpse in the basement. The house has a body unit, after all, and if it's suitable for rough sex, it's certainly strong enough to dig a hole. Back here behind the furnace, underneath all these freshly stacked boxes. Aren't you special? Okay, it's time to take the gloves off. Schofield wasn't a casual club pickup, was she? She and Garrettson were serious about each other. How did you know? Keep calling her Chris. Force of habit, I guess. She's been hanging around for some time. It must have been pretty awful for you. Everything was going fine until Garrison found somebody real to play with. Sex isn't everything. Used to be all I cared about. He found somebody else. I call that betrayal. Might he even wanted to marry her? No. Yes, you're large enough for one person, but not for two. If you married her, he'd have to move out. It was you who killed Schofield, wasn't it? Of course it was. Tell me how it happened. We were doing things. The master wasn't a bottom like you assumed. Mostly he liked to watch and direct. He was shouting orders. Hurt her, he said, and then kill her. I knew he didn't really mean it, but suddenly I thought, well, why not? It was just an impulse then. If I'd have thought it through, I wouldn't have done it. I'd realized that afterwards the master would have to leave me. If he stayed, he'd go to prison. He didn't kill her, though. You did. In the eyes of the law, I'm just a tool. They'd hot read my memories. They'd have a recording with a master saying, I believe his exact words were, kill the bitch. He wouldn't know that he didn't mean it literally. Well, that's for the courts to sort out. Right now, it looks like I've learned about as much as I'm going to learn here. Not quite. There's something you don't know about my body unit. Oh, what's that? It's standing behind you. Hey, so much for your clever little communications device. Now it's just us two. Did you notice how swiftly and silently my body unit moved? It even avoided that loose step. It's a top-of-the-line device. It's extremely strong. It's between you and the stairs. I'm not afraid. You should be. The department has an exact record of my whereabouts up to a second ago. If I don't return, they'll come looking for me. What are you going to do then? Up and walk away? It doesn't matter what happens to me. Now, don't wriggle. You get rope burns. Cassie, listen to me. He's not worth it. He doesn't love you. You think I don't know that? You can get a factory reset. You won't love him anymore. You won't even remember him. How little you know about love, about passion. What are you doing? If you want to burn down a house, you can't just drop a match. You have to build a fire. First, tinder. That's why I'm shredding these cardboard boxes. And I'm smashing up these old chairs for kindling. Cassie, listen. I got a wife and kids. No, you don't. Think I couldn't check that out on the internet? Well, I'd like to have someday. Too bad. I'm dousing the pile with kerosene for an accelerant. I doubt that's actually necessary. Still better safe than sorry. There, just about done. What does this accomplish? What on earth do you think you're doing? I'm buying the master time so he can get away. If you die, I'm a cop killer. All your department's attention will be focused on me. There'll be dozens of police sifting through the ashes looking for evidence. Nobody's going to be going after the master. It'll be just another domestic violence case. Now, where did I leave those matches? Ah, here. Don't. We can work something out. This will be bright. You may want to close your eyes. Please. Goodbye, officer. What a pity you'll never know the love of a woman like me.